Hi there, Brad. Hear me?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
Very good.
Yeah,
How's things going?
yeah, quite all right. Uh,
That's good.
yeah, hi Adam, welcome.
Hello.
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 So I wasn't sure. Maybe you saw in the chat. I wasn't sure if we should have a meeting or not. I haven't really prepared any agenda for this session, but I anyway wanted to keep it open if anyone has anything to bring up. So just before we start this afternoon or later today, I would say there will be a presentation on a visualization proposal by Jalander in the CDEvents meeting later on today. So that's coming up. But maybe Brad, can you share anything about the progress of
Yeah,
any GitHub actions or stuff?
yeah, I can show you something that I've been working on.
Sure.
We're just about to get to the GitHub Actions now, actually. So this is just one experimentation I did this week. So um, I instead, so I'm using the CDEvents for incident reported, the spec, and we set it up. We were testing for we can have a GitHub issue or we can have a Jira issue as well. We can have a Jira support desk issue. So essentially when on the support queue, when an issue gets created, instead of having, you can have an Atlassian one as well. So you can have like Atlassian JSON format, but I made a custom CDEvents spec. So using this custom data, I can then form a payload that adheres to the incident reported, and then I can have some custom data that's in it as well. That's working pretty nicely. So that's one thing we're doing to try and standardize on different issues being raised. Like if it's a customer has a problem as well, and then I can also see it. I'm also firing that as a metric in Prometheus as well. And then storing all the events in MongoDB, just for one day when I have more use cases, I can pull them back and I might be able to do different reporting or just like audit log or something like that. So I don't even know why I'm doing it. I just know one day I might have a use case for it. So I'm storing them in Mongo and then firing the metric as well.
Right. Yeah. So your implementation of this is then one-to-one mapped to a Jira issue, if I got it correctly. So you see the incident as an issue then, or is it what?
Yeah. So what I'm sort of spiking at the moment is I want to sort of follow the life cycle of that issue. So the common idea is the Jira issue. So that's in everything that's in our source control. So I want to see, like, when an incident has been made, following the process of getting that back into production fixed as well. So I'm just experimenting of following that idea across for the different events that will happen within that life cycle.
So I guess what I'm asking is that when we define that event type, we had quite a discussion on whether we should call this an issue defined event or a issue reported event, or if it should be an incident reported event. And we concluded that probably it would be good to be able to state, more in line with the DORA thinking, maybe, that this is an incident that might not yet have got an issue created for it. So therefore, we created this issue. Well, incident. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Incident
reported is rather than when you have it issue, right? But then issue is it incident creator? What is the other one we call? Now I'm confused.
There's if we look at if I say CDEvents back,
Maybe it's me who's confused now.
yeah, we can see
incident detected, right? Yeah. Oh, incident detected.
Yeah,
is-
detected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my one in this case is reported, but
Right.
it would be cool as well to run some test cases, and then if we see that something's detected, incident's detected, then that could make the incident reported, sorry, and then goes through development. So
Right.
could possibly be change, merged. Yeah. So just seeing how that's going to work. Don't really know. Don't just experimenting. Like I don't know how it's all going to work, but it's pretty cool. You know, even just having this to be able to use the same payload for different systems is even alone is pretty valuable.
No,
So that's
cool.
yeah.
Good.
And then the action will be coming this week as well. So we'll start working on that again. We've been pretty busy lately, and then just trying to sort of fit it all in and then see, okay, what can we do with this now?
Are you working with someone else on the GitHub Actions part? Is it Vibhav or no? This might
I'm actually working with my team on it now because everybody went a bit quiet for a while. So
yeah.
I decided to just get it. I just want a V1, even if it's not that good. Just if I have a V1, then at least we can use it, and then we can just keep making it better, and more people can contribute to it. Yeah. So just trying to get a V1 working, and then it should be pretty cool.
So I'm not sure, Adam, if you have any input there, but I'm pretty sure that Jalander has also done some GitHub Actions connection with CDEvents.
Yep, he has, as far as I know. Yeah.
Could you share anything more about that? Do you know any details there, or?
I wouldn't know too much about that. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember him saying something that we had some kind of remote, what is it called now? Remote worker, or what is it called in GitHub Actions?
Self-hosted runner.
Self-hosted runner, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an external runner then that is called from the GitHub Action through a webhook, I believe it is. Is that how it's done, Radar?
Yeah, for the self-hosted runners, if you run them in Kubernetes, it has a controller, and that will keep talking to GitHub and say, do you have a job? Do you have a job? Do you have a job? Yes, I have a job. And then that will run inside the cluster, which is pretty cool. We use that as well. So you can use it for...
That was run will actually poll GitHub then?
The controller does. It's called GitHub Actions Runner. GitLab does it as well, but very, very cool. Yeah, we're going to do some. We run our runners in Kubernetes as well, but it opens up doors because you can send the internal request because the pod is running in your cluster, so you can interact with internal services. So we want to play around with it as well and start sending some CDEvents to other tools.
But just for the self-hosted runner there, once again, is it polling into GitHub, or polling from GitHub, or is GitHub actually calling it up from
No,
GitHub?
it's I think you can do both, but in my case, we're calling GitHub.
Okay.
You can have a listener as well to push. You can pull or push. It depends how you want to set it up. We just keep hitting it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what are the plans then for GitHub Actions? Is there any estimates on when things will become available somewhere? Are you working on it in some public repository, or?
Is that me or Adam?
Yeah, no, Brad. Sorry.
We do have a public one in CDEvents. We just haven't pushed to it for a while. So
okay, that's
I'll start that work up again and write in the group channel when it's getting closer.
GitHub Actions one then,
yeah.
I just saw it was quite long time since.
It's quite lonely.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting lonely.
That's fine. Good. I'm writing some notes at the same time. I'm not sure if you're following maybe you're not in the document.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I can paste as well. Just a second. The link to the note if you want to see it. Sorry.
Thanks.
You can register there if you want to as well.
Mhm.
So I can add you afterwards. Good. Yeah, so that's cool. So what about what Jalander was doing there? I believe is in the visualization demo he will have later today. He will also, I guess, show this GitHub Actions connection with the self-hosted runner that he has prepared. So there is some kind of beta implementation there, then I guess, for that. He will showcase.
Will that be recorded, that video?
Yeah. As all meetings, yeah.
Yeah. Can you please send it in the channel once it's done? And I'll watch it in the morning.
I guess it'd be quite late for you down under. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. No, but the recordings are always posted on the YouTube channel for CD Foundation.
Okay.
I know that there was some issue with the automation there because I think they are supposed to be automatically uploaded there by some script that Andrea takes care of. Now he's not here this week and he will come back next week, I believe. But he had some hiccups sometime there, so the automation might not work. But in a week or so, I think it should be there.
Yep. I'll just write a note here as well that test cube folks they're keen on the GitHub action as well. So
cool. Yeah.
I'll just put a little note saying that they want to be sort of stakeholders in it.
Great. That's perfect.
And there's the open telemetry and CDEvents is there.
It will come September 5th, yeah.
What's the specifics on that?
I'm not sure if there is much progress actually. This issue here hasn't been updated for quite a long time now, so I think it was maybe Andrea who added it to the coming meeting proposal there. So it seems that Dotton is aiming to come to our meeting next week. That is the CDEvents meeting next Tuesday, then I believe, which you might not be able to join them. So I don't have any updates really. The last comment was from Oleg in July 3rd. So I'm not sure if anything has happened there, which is not part of the issue itself or pull request itself. But
yeah, I can't quite wrap my head around how this relates to CDEvents. I need to read it more and understand it.
Yeah, I think we have some confusion there, and we want to understand better how we can connect the two worlds in some way, because there needs to be some kind of connection.
Yeah, because I think open telemetry, the idea of this span is it's more sort of midterm. It lives not short term, but it doesn't live for too long. So I'm trying to understand the correlation.
Yeah. I think one use case would be that if you have a CI pipeline or CI/CD pipeline that somewhere fails, and you want to drill down to see what server was it run on, and what was the performance of the load on that server, for example, then there could be OpenTelemetry metrics showing such issues, and then it would be good to correlate them.
As part of this inside the payload, like would it be a CD event?
We don't know. I mean, I don't really know if it should be the CD event that refers to an OpenTelemetry span or event, or if it should be the other way around, that OpenTelemetry could refer to a CD events pipeline execution or something like that.
You could do both.
I guess we could, but I'm not sure which would be most worthwhile and best.
I think, personally, I think the parent span of the OpenTelemetry trace would be beneficial in the CD event, because you could go pull it out, because it's hard to. Yeah, because you can correlate metrics to logs in OpenTelemetry, so that part's done. So if you can Yeah, I from not thinking about it too much, I think it would be beneficial for the open telemetry parent span ID to go into the CD event.
Yeah, so that means that the
But you can do it
OpenTelemetry
both.
will not be aware of the CDEvent, but the other way around too. CDEvent will be aware of the OpenTelemetry span.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's quite in line with, I mean, there is a proposal also on this connected events, which Ben from Apple is working on. And that the focus in that pull request that is there right now, it's not really a pull request towards the spec itself, it's more of a discussion pull request so far. But the idea there right now is more or less to include a trace object or a parent and span ID object in the CD event, more or less to relate CD events together, not really to relate them to a OpenTelemetry span as such, but reusing the concept of OpenTelemetry spans and parents into CD events. So it's not the same thing as relating between OpenTelemetry span really, but it's in the air.
I think another use case as well is you can persist the span start time as the span progresses, you know, the child spans, etc. You can persist the timestamps in a CD event, whereas some tools you couldn't, because if you're taking a while to do something, right? So let's say, for an example, that you kick off a test, your test tool runs, the CD event persists the time that test started or that event transmitted. And then once, you know, obviously you could go through multiple tools or places that don't necessarily propagate the timestamp of when the span started, because it's you need the start time minus end time for duration, etc. for the span. So I could see a use case of CD events persisting the timestamps to make the spans, whereas in some tools they wouldn't be able to, or processes. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure if I'm following really, honestly.
Yeah,
but I think yeah, go on.
No, yeah, I was just going to say it's hard. Drawing a picture would be easier than
Yeah,
just trying to say that. Yeah.
always, yeah. No, but I think that, I mean, capturing metrics from a running system like OpenTelemetry does more, how does a process execute something, might not be explicitly connected to a pipeline in that CDEvents notifies about. So I mean, there could be potentially multiple pipeline runs contained within the same process that one CDEvent span is monitoring, and the other way around, of course, as well. One pipeline could trigger multiple activities which are in different different OpenTelemetry span, so in a tracing context. So there won't be a one-to-one mapping, I'm pretty sure. And that's also something we need to look into more, where what is the most valuable thing, and I mean, what use case are we trying to solve? Is it the one that I talked about before, that we want to more or less troubleshoot, why did this build or test fail? Yeah, it was because the server was loaded or something. But that's one use case, and there could be others saying like, well, on this server, what CDEvents, what pipelines are running here, and then we can have based it more on OpenTelemetry data maybe, and then the other way around, find CDEvents from those or something. I don't know. So maybe both ways could be interesting in different use cases. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you could definitely do both ways.
Yeah,
I think we need some scenarios. I can provide some scenarios where we can do some testing on it.
Yeah, I think that's one thing we're lacking, actually, good scenarios or use cases on what do we want to solve with this. One thing is obviously that when discussing the scope of the CDEvent spec itself, we need to know, so that we don't go into the OpenTelemetry area or scope if we shouldn't. And we should make sure that we notify about the right things in the right way, using OpenTelemetry for the things that that's best suited for, and using CDEvents for the things that it's suited for. And I think the limit there, the boundary isn't really set in stone, at least not in my mind.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about it.
So that is something that will, of course, continue for quite some time. But it will be interesting next week to hear the discussion on that topic. Okay. Anything else on your mind, Brad?
No, that's I just thought I'll come check in. I haven't been at one of these meetings for a while because I've been pretty busy with the Kubernetes release, but that's all finished now. So this is like, one of my bigger priorities now. So you see me active again.
Well, when I have you online, let's say, do you have any contact with the Directive guys down there? What are they right now on the events and CDEvents and those things?
Yeah, so I talk to them once a week as well. I'm not sure if they've been working on CDEvents, but they can definitely handle them. I mean, their product's very cool. They have different sort of entry points for
they're generic
APIs, cloud events. They're very generic. It's very cool. But we were talking on the Captain steering committee last week or the week before, and we brought up CDEvents again. So I'm not sure if you know, but there's a V1 and a V2. So V1 Captain was very much event based, and V2 is more cloud native. It's really using the Kubernetes scheduler, and it didn't really have the capability of events, but we're getting a lot of feedback that people want that again. So we're starting to talk about the adoption of CDEvents as well. So that's in discussion at the moment, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, because I know that Captain went away from the event driven world sometime.
But we're coming. Yeah, it was. It was sort of a Dynatrace decision, but they probably should have had feature parity before because everybody still wants the events. It's still a very cool thing. So I can update you on that as well.
Yeah, because we haven't heard much from Captain lately either.
Been a bit quiet over there as well.
Yeah. In our meetings at least.
In
the there are some people involved in Captain as well, where we have been discussing a bit as well.
Cool.
Yes, yeah. But that was some time ago. It was before the summer. Okay. Yeah. So Adam, do you have anything you want to bring up or?
Nope, I don't really have anything to add anyway.
Okay. That's all right. So then I guess if we don't have anything else to talk about, I guess we can close already now for today. Good talking to you and good to see you again, Brad.
Yep, you too.
Looking forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next time.
Have a good day, Ron.
See ya. Bye-bye.